yourself to us, please? Which school are you going to and which major are you going to study?
Sure. My name is Elif and I will go to University of Maryland College Park, and I will pursue PhD in mechanical engineering, and I was awarded full-time research assistantship.
Were you aware of the Fulbright Commission and Education USA centers in Turkey?
Well, yes. One of my professors suggested me to apply to Fulbright and Education USA scholarships. He said, besides the financial assistance, these scholarships are prestigious in the US. Then I scheduled an appointment and came to the center.
How did you benefit from the center and how did you do your school search?
Well, I came to the Education USA Center before, during and after the application process, and my education advisor guided me through the application process, like how to write on statement of purpose, filling out the application forms and so on. So it's been very helpful.
How did the Opportunity Grant help you?
Well, thanks to Opportunity Grant, I had the chance to apply more universities than I had planned. Otherwise, I would be limited to 1 or 2 universities. And even I was granted assistantship, I still needed to pay for travel expenses, service, visa, and other additional expenses. And Opportunity Grant not only supported me during my application, but also it provided me support for additional expenses like travel, settling, and visa. So, thanks to Opportunity Grant, I had the chance to attend my dream university.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. Good luck with your studies next year. Thank you. Hello Çınar, could you introduce yourself to us, please? Which school are you going to? Which major are you going to study?
My name is Çınar Doruk. I'm going to study liberal arts in St. John's College. I'm going to be focusing on philosophy, and I've been awarded a full scholarship.
Were you aware of the Fulbright Commission and Education USA centers in Turkey?
Well, the US consulate informed me about the centers, and that's how I got to know about them.
How did you benefit from the center and how did you do your school search?
Well, the center helped me with practically all the aspects of the college application process, because the process is a very stressful one, and since schools are not always very empathetic, because when they send you a form, for instance, they think like you live in the US, and they send you things that you don't understand because you don't live in the US, and they helped me with that. They helped me with finding a good college, and they helped me with filling out my forms and shipping them correctly and making contact with the relevant school officials and arranging interviews, which were very helpful. That's all.
How did the Opportunity Grant help you?
Well, the college application process is a very expensive one, because, for example, I took the TOEFL because English is my second language, and I also took the SATs, and I took them several times. I also applied at 12 different schools, so that I could guarantee my enrollment in some US college, and thus I had to ship 12 different packages to the States using special companies like UPS, and that's much more expensive than the regular mail. The Opportunity Grant helped me covering those expenses, because like my parents were in a lot of debt, trying to cover those expenses. Besides that, the center helped me get a little ready for my departure with a pre-departure orientation session. In the session, I was informed about some of the minor things about the US, like I have to leave some tip everywhere I go, even at a taxi cab. Those minor bits of information that I really need in the US, and some other major things like the security procedures at the airports and the passport checking procedures and those kinds of mind-boggling misfortunes that happen to you at airports. Yeah, it's been like the opportunity grant and the center was helpful to me both financially and in terms of getting me ready to the US mentally, and that's why it's a blessing.
Thank you, Çınar. We wish you a very good luck with your studies next year.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Selen. Could you introduce yourself to us, please? Which school are you going to and which degree are you going to pursue?
Yes, sure. My name is Selen Şiringil and I will be pursuing my LLM degree at the Harvard University Law School, and I have been awarded full financial aid from the university.
Were you aware of the Fulbright Commission and Education USA centers in Turkey?
Well, I was first aware of the fact that the application procedure for American universities are long, detailed and expensive. That's how I realized that I would need some guidance and financial aid throughout this process, and this is how I found out about the Education USA Center in Istanbul.
How did you benefit from the center and how did you do your school search?
Well, first I searched the university's websites to have a broad idea about LLM programs. But if you want to guarantee admission from an American university, you need to apply to several universities and you need to have a balance between your dream schools and the schools from which will probably get a positive answer. My advisor at the Education USA Center was extremely helpful to establish this balance and to finalize the list of schools that I would apply to. And secondly, my advisor at the Education USA Center was helpful to get some strategies about personal statements and what American universities expect to see on the application forms. And lastly, the information sessions that the Fulbright Commission organizes and open to the public were extremely useful. I had met with officials from the American universities, and this was very useful to have a general idea about American universities.
How did the opportunity grant help you?
Well, last but not least aspect of application procedure is the financial burden, and each school application costs you at least $150, and the total amount is burdensome for current students or recent graduates. This is why many students decide not to apply to their dream universities because they think it's not worth it to spend this amount for a university that they would never be accepted from. In this respect, Opportunity Grant is extremely helpful for students with limited financial means. It covers upfront costs of attending a university in the US, such as application costs, visa and travel expenses. And in some, personally, I experienced that the Opportunity Grant encourages students to realize their dreams.
Thank you for coming and sharing your experiences with us, Selen. Good luck with your studies.
Thank you.